Om Shri Sairam. Offering our collective pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet, we welcome you all to this special session. It is a very, very important day as an institution for all of us because it was on the 29th of August 2002 that Bhagawan stepped into the portals of this holy ambience, the very place where we are recording this conversation. Bhagawan was here for an hour on that day, and he very clearly told us how this institution should function. He gave us guidelines. He gave us the nuances about audio, video editing, how everything should come together. So for us, it is a very, very exceptionally sacred moment. It's a sacred chance for us to be in this room every time we have a program and to recall that holy day. And we are here today to go back in time to 2002, recall those beautiful moments with Bhagawan, and also look at what we have done in the past, what we are doing now, and what by His grace we hope to do in the future in the mission of dissemination of His life and teachings. And we are so happy that along with my colleagues Sai Prakash and Prem, we also have Sundar Sir, who is the director of Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre. So we request you now, Sir, to share your thoughts on this special occasion.
Sairam to one and all. Indeed, as rightly said by Bishu, this day is a very auspicious day for all of us. As we celebrate the 22nd anniversary of Bhagawan's visit to this holy land and this holy place, it makes me and my team so happy to share with you a few of our thoughts and ideas that what we have as we are now stepping very close to the centenary celebration of our beloved Bhagawan. We as an institution have lot to do, and we also know very well that Swami is guiding us day in, day out. He is navigating every project that what Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre has been doing. He has been a pillar and strength and gives us all the energy that what we need day in, day out to satisfy His devotees at world at large. Having said, this is my first appearance with my team. I am very glad that I could join this content team, which has been producing quite a lot of content in the last, 22 years. I have Prem sitting next to me. So we have Sai, we have Bishu Pushti. With this, I'm very glad that I should be able to contribute whatever that I, as a person, as an individual, would like to bring to this institution and ensure that Swami's glory is sung worldwide. Thank you.
Salam everyone, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here on this day and recollect Swami's visit. It's not completely true and right to say it's Swami's visit. It's the birth of really a lifelong legacy, and for each one of us it's very, very special because this institution has given us the opportunity to play a very, very small role in Swami's mission. And there are any number of people in the ashram here who are doing Swami's work, and we hold them all in very high regard. But the kind of work that Swami has permitted us to do is in all ways very, very special. It is not very easy to get an opportunity like this where our work involves looking at Swami, listening to Swami, speaking about Swami. And we really cannot thank Swami enough for this opportunity. And to sit in a space like this, whole of Prasanthi Nilayam is pulsating with Swami's presence. But in spite of that, any number of times I've heard people walk into the studio and say, this is special. It feels special. There is a silence about this place which kind of overwhelms you. And even though we are working here day in and day out, there are days when you walk into this space and you feel something.
Yes.
Right. And I think that is the speciality of this. I mean, just to think, just a few meters away from where we are all seated, Swami sat for close to an hour. And in fact, even before that, if you think of what this building was used for before it became the studios of Radio Sai when Swami inaugurated it, this was the satsang hall.
Yes.
Stalwarts like Professor Kasturi, Gandikoti Subramanya Shastri sir, and V.K. Narasimhan sir, they've all spoken here. Dr. Hislop, they've all received instructions directly from Swami as to what they have to come and address to the devotees. They would come here and speak. And Swami has literally charged this entire building, this whole space, and then given it to the Radio Sai team and now the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre to reach out to devotees. And it truly overwhelms one to be a very, very tiny part of this immense blessing that Swami has given to all of us. Right? We are also in the part of the receiving end, and that's what we'd like to tell all the listeners. And of course, we all are very fortunate to be part of it, but there was one person who was literally part of that event as well, because Brother Sai Prakash was one who was here when Swami did come and inaugurate. So we should have some reflections from Brother Sai Prakash too.
Sai Ram, it's such a wonderful feeling trying to recollect that day, because Swami decided to come quite early in the morning. And so Swami in fact told that I'll come early so I can spend more time. So that was so beautiful. And Swami came. The moment he got down from the car, we had two technical engineers. One of them who was the audio engineer of this place and who had suggested the false roofing, and he had done the acoustics of this room. And Swami materialized Vibhuti and gave it to him. And Swami blessed some of them. And then as he was climbing the steps, we had made the steps very small, not big steps, so that it will be easy for Swami to climb. He noticed and acknowledged that generally these are not the size of steps. Generally, so we have made it half the size. So Swami said, why have you made it this side? And he was quite happy with that. Then we had Prakash Bharatkar holding Swami's hand as he was climbing up the steps. It was a beautiful moment. And then he came up to the ribbon that was there, and he took the scissors, and the scissors was a bit blunt. So Swami said, what is this? But anyway, he cut it. And then he came in, and then he lit the lamp in front of the photo that was there. And we had Brother Hari there. Hari was there, and Swami said, oh, you are also here. Swami was so happy to see him, and he gave the candle and Swami lit it. And then Swami walked into the first bay. And then since I was involved in the video work, so I was there, I was trying to explain to Swami, we had set up the place in such a way that each system will speak about one aspect. So we were actually doing discourses, we were doing subtitles in different languages, and then we were doing PAL and NTSC. Those were the days of video tapes. So in the midst of all that, as Swami saw the first system, second system, and he was coming to the corner, there we had put a TV screen, and just a few months before that, we had received a DVD of an edited copy of Swami's visit to Anantapur. So this was the inauguration of Anantapur College. So that was done by Dr. Fani Banda, and that was the only documentary he had actually edited because it was shot on film.
Right.
And so that was playing in a loop, and Swami said, hey, this is Anantapur. The moment he saw it, he said, this is Anantapur. And then he said, yes, Swami. And then Swami said, there are so many such old films and so many such old tapes. They'll all come here, don't worry. I mean, I think I should mention this because I was very worried, and some of us, or like all of us, were worried because we didn't have any collection of the old footage, because there was no Radio Sai or no media center till then. For the first time, Swami was allowing a media center to come. Till then, it was individuals who were recording. Swami said, don't worry, it'll all come here. So I'll quickly give these 2-3 pointers which I thought of in that visit. The whole visit, of course, we can go into all details. So this point where Swami said that all the footage will come here is linking with the past. So he says this is linking with the past, all the footage will come here. Then when Swami came inside, he came and the new equipment was shown to Swami, and Swami blessed all that equipment. And regarding the nature of work that we should be doing, so that time, the discourses that Swami was giving, they were bringing out booklets. Immediately after the discourse, overnight they were translating. Swami said, it is all right. You can do it, but take time to do the translation. He spent a lot of time talking about how the translation should be done, because I think that is not restricted to just Telugu to English translation. It is important for all our activities, because we are trying to translate his message and present it to the world. We should take time to understand what that translation is all about. And he said, take your time, understand what Swami, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, he said. Understand what Swami has said, and then you put it forward. Then there will not be any mistakes. So that is regarding the nature of work and how we should work. And futuristic guidelines that Swami gave. Very beautiful 2-3 things that Swami did, sir. There was in fact a nice chart here which said live darshan online, live internet darshan from 2003 onwards. So that was the idea, that from 2003 onwards, every darshan will go live online. At that time, we had just understood there is a name called internet. Internet itself was very rare. And then Swami said, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. It will all happen at the right time. The students who are here, let them grow. Let their knowledge grow. Slowly, they will take time and they will learn, and let them do it. Whenever they are ready, they will do it. So that was one thing. And 2-3 pointers regarding futuristic, the way of approach that Swami had. Swami, in fact, there was right here, there was a DVD replicator. That was a new thing at that time. So you put one DVD and you can get 10 DVDs copies from that. So that was demonstrated. And Swami said, as long as you can do it here, do focus on activities which you can do here. No need to send it outside. Because for the 76th birthday, we had sent the DVDs to Singapore. Mm-hmm. We had got it cold stamped, and then we had got multiple copies. Then when they showed Swami, this is 10 at a time, Swami said, this is better. Yatha Shakti. So that was one thing. Then about internet, 1 or 2 things Swami said. Swami said, because at that time, internet was just coming up. And a gentle reminder, it was before YouTube existed. A time before YouTube actually came into existence. So Swami was saying, don't say that I belong to audio, I belong to video, I belong to photo. It'll all come together. We didn't understand what that was. So the platform of the internet is what brought everything together. Otherwise, text is print. Otherwise, audio is radio. And then video is just the video screen. So all 3 will come together. That was one thing Swami said. And probably I'll end with this 1 or 2 things. He said, it should be such that devotees should not wait in a line.
Correct.
If they press a button, that book should come. That is what, this is in 2002, Swami is saying. They press a button, whatever they want should come directly to them. They should not wait. No waiting lines and all that. And then, of course, the very pertinent thing which Swami said, many of the audio-visual centers and all, they have to do only with eyes and hearing. So seeing and hearing and speaking, Swami said, Manas samastha atla undakurdu. All the 5 should come together. Speaking, seeing, hearing, doing, everything should come together. That unity in thought, word and deed should come. Only then we will be doing the right kind of work. And I think that is an ongoing endeavor. All of us, every time we do something here, yes, it is a great blessing, greatest blessing, but it's also a very big responsibility that it is primarily for our growth, and then we have to share what we learned here.
Absolutely. And I think one very, very important thing that Swami said on that day is, I don't need anything.
Yeah, exactly.
In spite of all that, when we look at that video, we can see how, everyone is so eager that the live darshan should happen, this should happen, that should happen. But Swami said, I don't need anything, Swami said. If you are doing good work, that itself will make me happy, Swami said. And of course, that emphasis on quality. And I think that was always Bhagawan's message to all of us. And one very prophetic thing that happened even before this EHV building got converted into the media center was how when Swami asked one of our colleagues, Sunil, to work. And this was even before the world had heard about Radio Sai. Radio Sai the word we heard only in October. In August, Swami had told Brother Sunil, you go and work there. From there, my message will be heard all over the world. So, so it is all, the more you think about it, you know that you are nothing, you are nobody. It is happening because he had planned it, and it is happening. And if you are getting an opportunity, then you can only be grateful to him. And whoever is part of it, it is not just, few people working here, but I think whatever we are, today it is because of so many people working across the globe and contributing selflessly, silently to this mission. And we are really, really grateful to every person who has worked with us all through these years. It's more than 20 years of journey, but so many people have contributed. It's a yajna where everybody has, put their own ahuti, their own offering. And whatever we are today, it is only because of the support and the love and the wishes that we have received from everyone. There's no words to even express how much all that means to us, and we are grateful to Bhagawan that he's allowing this mission to continue. Perhaps now we'll spend some time sharing with you all a few things that the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre was able to do in the last few years, and then we'll see on something that we are doing now, and then what we would like to do, and we welcome your suggestions also about what we can do so that we can serve all the devotees better.
So I think what we'll do is we will present whatever activities which we're doing in a simple segregation that we've done by things that we are doing about activities of the past. That is, what are we doing to preserve the past? Because when we talk about Swami, when we talk about Swami's life, the past is so precious, and we've been given the onerous task of preserving that and passing it on to the future generation. This is the only avatar that has allowed his voice to be captured, his form to be captured in video, and has allowed us to preserve it. So it becomes our duty to pass it on. So that is about the past. We're going to talk also about what are the activities that are happening in Prasanthi Nilayam, in which way we are contributing to that. And of course, looking ahead, what are we going to do? And talking about preserving the past, probably I'll recollect one beautiful episode that happened, which was related to preserving the past. One of our colleagues, one elderly gentleman who works with us, one day has a dream. And in the dream, Swami comes and says, today I'm coming to your office. Swami says, I'm going to come to your Radio Sai office today. And he wakes up and he's wondering, this happened, I think 5 years ago. And he has this dream and he says, Swami is coming tomorrow. He couldn't make anything of it. The next morning, a gentleman whom he knew very well, he called him up and he said, I want to come to your office. There's something that I want to hand over to you. And this person comes and he gives him, there's a certain manuscript, I want to give it to you. And gives the manuscript, and can you believe it, the manuscript that he handed was the letter that Swami wrote in 1947 to his brother about his entire mission. So apparently this was given to be kept safely in a locker, and it was given, Swami had granted them access to it so that it can be kept in a exhibition for the organization activity. And somehow it had been preserved so well that nobody knew where it was. So when the Sri Sathya Sai archives were set up, and when we were trying to preserve all the manuscripts written by Swami, this gentleman said, okay, now is the time. Let me go and give it to them and let it be preserved for posterity. And Swami was saying, I am coming to the studios. So that is the importance of all these written material which we have. And one of the most important activities that Swami is allowing us to participate in is to work closely with the Sri Sathya Sai archives in preserving some of these manuscripts.
In fact, I cannot stop myself from sharing what happened just this morning.
Yeah,
we were in a meeting, and you have this elderly
discussing about this program.
Yeah, discussing about this program, and the elderly gentleman
walks
comes
into the office actually.
Yeah, he walks into the office, and he comes with this beautiful array of Swami's own handwriting.
Yeah.
And to think of it now, we are recording this today, and this morning Swami is saying, I'm giving you the past. here is the past, and this is the institution which should preserve. I think that is the only legacy we have of Sathya Sai Avatar. That is the teachings are his only legacy, and Swami is continuing to do that. And in fact, we have yet to see what it is, but we're just so happy that we got this bunch of beautiful manuscripts of Bhagawan's own handwriting. And it's
in fact, what Prem said was something like, as Swami said, he is going to come. He's been time and again coming to this office. There are many instances where we talk about what he called, Swami, or we think about Swami. The presence of Swami is felt always in all our programs, whatever program we do, be it on the bhajans or be it on the satsang or any program, we see the touch of Swami there. That's the beauty of what he called, that is something we always feel that, Swami is always with us. And day in, day out, we are the most privileged people, if I'm right, Prem.
Absolutely.
That, we start the day with Swami, we pass the day with Swami, and we end the day with Swami. And even when we go to the bed also, we still have some WhatsApp message to be shared with our own devotees. So which means that, the only time we don't think about Swami is the time when we close our eyes and sleep, actually. I think there cannot be a better, opportunity or environment for us to be with Swami. I mean, many people would have said, I lived with Swami, I stayed and all that. But then here is one, we continue to live. I don't know how long and how far, it's all Swami who decides. But then for me, it was a big journey, actually, from where to where, actually. In fact, I never expected. It was always a passion that, when you walk side of this particular road, that we look at the radio, the then Radio Sai and now the Media Centre, says that, hey, why not we get an opportunity to work one day? So we said, okay, when we go to the mandir, Swami, give me an opportunity. To something that, surprisingly, he said, okay, Swami, now is a chance for you to go and work. So when we come inside, yes, what Sai Prakash was saying in Bishu, that we are staying with Swami. That's the fact. And that's the truth. And any message that goes out from the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre is authentical. It has got back papers and we mean what we are saying. So there is nothing that we don't talk anything else apart from what he calls Swami's material and Swami's what he calls discourse and Swami's guidelines. I think we are the most fortunate and the most luckiest soul in the earth, actually.
Absolutely, sir. In fact, getting back to the archives, more than 8,000 or 8,500 tapes of different formats have been digitized, and we have thousands of discourses of Swami, and probably we will touch 1 million photographs of Swami, if unique photographs of Swami. Some of them we have scanned and some of them yet to be scanned, etc. But I think keeping that is how we are able to give you every day a bhajan a day. We are able to, whatever programs are coming out on our channel, that is because of the digitization of all that material, of all the photographs, audios and videos. But Sir has got a very important and a very interesting suggestion on how to keep the past alive. And one thing which we really need help and collaboration from all of you. So I would request Sir to...
Yeah, in fact, you yourself can say, Sai. See, we have a request. In fact, having said that, we have close to 400 terabyte of data with us actually in our Iceland, and we're also now going to digitize few more actually. So what's happening is the entire tape that whatever we have in all forms are almost going to be completed actually, and we are going to have new footage and new photographs coming up in the leading to the centenary celebration. It's a humble request that our website is also going to be enabled with the new features in the coming months actually, where we request each one of you to upload, if you have any kind of photos or any videos that you have, you can upload onto our website, and you can be rest assured that it will be stored very, very safely in the archive as well as in our servers, and use this footage for producing quite a lot of videos as we lead to the centenary celebration. There's a very important task that every devotee has to do. is we are also going to post some of the photographs that what we have. And we seek your help actually by asking you to tag the person who's along with Swami actually. And as you continue to tag actually, we'll also get to know that, who are the people along with Swami and all. So this is a big task that's going to come, and it's going to be there with all of you. And each one of you will have to participate on this.
That is especially, sir, because a lot of the devotees who are present in the 60s and 50s, many of them, they may not be able to handle the system, but we would request their family, the younger people to, show them the photograph. And just recollecting this, there was a beautiful incident in 2007. We had the Prema Jyoti exhibition. And the only person who remembered every photo was Swami himself. So we were going through the first section, and Swami asked this question. He showed a photograph and said, "Who can tell me who is next to me in that photograph?" And nobody could say. And then Swami said, "P.K. Sawant." Mm-hmm. This was a photo from the Goa visit, and so Swami himself was recollecting.
When Swami saw that Kashmir, his Kashmir trip, Swami materializing, Swami said Kashmir.
This Kashmir. So, so this meta tagging is very important, because then it helps to preserve all the details. A simple thing like who, what, where, when. Some of these details, if you get. Now, this is a request to everybody. Please, anybody who is having collections and who can ask their grandparents or parents and get this metadata, this will be very, very helpful to all of us.
Yeah, get ready for this. Very shortly, there'll be an announcement coming from the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre. Once when we are ready with the platform in terms of in our website, you will be able to log in and then start sharing. So now is the time for you to start collecting whichever box that you have, the data, the photographs, and then, keep everything ready. And once when an announcement is made actually from the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre, we should start uploading. And we welcome each and every piece of material that whatever you share, you can be rest assured that it will be stored, saved, very, very, very safely in the archive and also in the Sri Sathya Sai Media server actually.
So one thing I just wanted to add, it might be a photograph, a group photograph with you and Swami, but Swami is there.
Yes.
See, there is nothing called a person. It's a personal interview. Yes, you are blessed to have a personal interview with Bhagawan, but if you share that photo, it gives joy to so many more people.
Correct.
So that, like Swami doing Upanayanam for people in the interview room, Swami conducting marriages, and Swami did so much. So everything speaks about his love and his compassion. So request people to, come out from that nature of, this is my personal thing, for those who feel comfortable sharing, because ultimately it is our beloved Bhagawan and he has come for all of us. So any photo can give joy to thousands of people. So I would really urge everybody to share their photographs.
In fact, you're talking about photographs. The same thing can be told about experiences of Swami.
Right.
One of the things that we are very, very specifically trying to do is any episode in which, as you said, like a photograph in which Swami appears is very special. Any life experience where Swami was physically involved, especially, becomes a chunk of
history.
The Avtari
His story. Yes.
Right. Even if Swami did something in an interview room for 1 hour, and as you said, it might be a personal family interview, but we get to know what Swami did in 1 hour of his earthly sojourn. Absolutely. Right. So I think that is one of the things that we've been doing. Most of you must be
in any language.
Right. We've been doing it in
language is not the barrier here.
Right.
You can share your stories. You can share your experience in the language that best known to you.
Right.
And it is our responsibility to translate them and then make sure it is available in our archive.
Especially those that are related to the physical Swami. We really respect every experience that devotees have, but especially those experiences that are related to the physical presence of Swami, I think gives us the opportunity to rebuild Swami's life.
Exactly.
The very beautiful narrations of devotees of the Chaturthi days, people from the old Mandir, or in fact even from the 60s and 70s, the sand days. These are also precious for us to rebuild that story of Swami. And I think that is also one of the activities which we've been doing. Of course, those stories have been presented in various forms through satsangs, through our articles and so on. But preserving that becomes a very important activity.
I think that is That is the Satyam Shivam Sundaram,
Right.
the expanded version of Satyam Shivam Sundaram. We have Professor Kasturi who gave us Satyam Shivam Sundaram, but we know that is not even a drop in the ocean when you look at the number of experiences. When you think about Shirdi Avatar, the Satcharita is only the last 10 years, some documentation of last 10 years of Shirdi Sai Baba. But Bhagawan fortunately came at a time where, we have pictures right from, 1947 onwards. So that way it's an absolutely exceptional avatar where, you have the videos, you have the pictures, and we have the opportunity to rebuild everything. And so while, Professor Kasturi gave us that written Satyam Shivam Sundaram, what we would like to do is to have a video Satyam Shivam Sundaram once we have these footages, these photographs coming. In fact, on the day when Bhagawan came here, I was looking at the video, Swami said, Venkatagiri footages also will come here. In fact, Venkatagiri is a place where Bhagawan went every year from 1950 to 1970, every single
72.
year. 72. 20 years, every single year Swami went to Venkatagiri. So, there are such precious treasures which are there. Some of it has come, and some of it will come by Swami's grace. So it is our job to preserve as well as Sir said, classify and collate and then offer it to devotees as prasadam.
I think as you are saying this, apart from experiences of devotees, I think this is an ongoing activity which we have been doing, the Prasanthi Chronicles. See, the significance of places around Parthi or in any part of the India where Swami has physically visited, and what is the significance and what is the message Swami gave there, and all that we want to document. I think we have done certain stories from Swami's visit to Chennai as well.
Yeah,
right?
we have done
Gindi.
Chennai, Hanuman.
Gindi temple, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gindi temple, yeah.
And then in all places in and around Prasanthi
Correct,
Nilayam,
yeah.
we have done that. So this Prasanthi Chronicles is one platform where we would like to document as much as, because most of the round buildings Swami has physically come and inaugurated.
Yes.
It would be so wonderful to actually have photographs of Swami inaugurating that place. In that spot, Swami has gone and inaugurated the staff quarters.
Western
yes,
Canteen.
The Western Canteen, the State Bank.
Yes.
When you think about it, every stone of this hamlet is so precious.
Correct.
Because you literally definitely can find stories.
I just recollect one incident about Swami inaugurating the bus stand. I don't know.
Police station.
Bus
Police
stand.
station.
Police station and the bus stand.
Yeah.
Because we were in our school days and Swami selected a few of us to chant Vedas. Vedam chanting, because before the event we have Vedam chanting, and the chief minister had come at that time, and according to the chief minister's protocol there was no spot for Vedam, and Swami called us and Swami said, get ready and come. And just before they were going to, Swami said, wait, and he called the boys. He said, you chant Vedam. So he has literally gone to every place here. So I think Prasanthi Chronicles is a very important aspect. And after that, we are talking about Sri Sathya Sai Divya Smriti. This is something
I was about to tell you that actually. There's one more place where we have enough documentation being done, and we want to continuously improve on that actually.
It is a miniature form of Satyam Shivam Sundaram in a way.
Right.
A video Satyam Shivam Sundaram. If you have not yet watched the Sri Sathya Sai Divya Smriti Museum in Bangalore in the Vrindavan Ashram, then probably you should never miss it next time you are in Bangalore. But that is one attempt which Bhagawan gave the Media Centre to share with the world his life and teachings. Of course, the space was very little, but it's a 1.5 hour presentation, with projectors and with all the latest media technologies we have at our disposal now. And Sir led that effort from the front. And that is one way where whatever we have collected over the years found a presentation. And on a daily basis, you have people knowing about Swami, discovering about Swami. In fact, what comes to mind is, when the hospital in Bangalore happened, I remember every act of Bhagavan has so many dimensions. So while, yes, so many poor people get benefit is one dimension, But I remember so many elders saying the reason Swami had it in Bangalore is Swami wanted a lot of people who come to a place like Bangalore to be exposed to Bhagwan's teaching. See, the kind of footfall that Bangalore gets is very different from the footfall that a Puttaparthi gets. And today, if you think about it, the Radio Sai happened because someone who was in Bangalore,
in the hospital,
Michael Noble, who was in Bangalore, so he saw the hospital there. And he thought, who is this man behind such a fantastic hospital? A man with a beautiful mission and with exactly the perfect message that I would want to communicate to the world. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I should do what? I should just follow, and I should just follow him. That's how Radio Sai happened.
That's right.
If you go to the story of Radio Sai. So every work has so many dimensions to it. And today we are so happy that in the Vrindavan ashram, you have people who are coming into Bangalore discovering Bhagwan's life and teachings through the Divya Smriti. And for me, a very touching moment happened recently when I went to Divya Smriti, when I found this boy who's coming and volunteering to helping people go around the presentations. And very young chap, probably in his just early 20s or late 20s, and I asked him, do you come often? He said, without missing, I come every weekend. I said, are you not working? He said, no, I have a job. He's an IT guy, but he says, if I don't come for seva, then I feel my week is something wrong has happened in my week. My week is not fulfilled. I just feel that Swami is waiting for me. I have to come. So, he travels long distance to come just to help people as they see the presentations, wearing the audio guide and everything. So, Swami has his own way.
It's so really beautiful. I mean, if any of our listeners would walk into the studios, you will find a statement that Swami has made, which we have framed and put out there, which we would like to keep as our mission statement, where Swami says, the same message has to be presented in a new format without changing the essence, like how you give the medicine, putting the pill in the plantain to a child. Well, as much as that applies to Swami's message, I think it also applies to Swami's life, which is nothing less than his message itself. Because it's the same story that needs to be told in a new format, in a way that it captures the imagination of the younger generation. And I think that's what the Divya Smriti has enabled us to do to a certain extent. And so many things must have happened through the process of it, how we envisioned something, but Swami ensured that it was much better than what
Absolutely
we
right,
envisioned.
Prem. Actually, the Divya Smriti experience is something that, the media center, each and every boy, each and every, stone in the media center will speak about volumes and volumes. There can be at least close to 50 odd books coming out only on Divya Smriti. The effort that has gone into that. Of course, it's all Swami who gave us the direction, actually. Every time when we walk into the Divya Smriti, we get new ideas, new thoughts. And I would definitely thank here the Central Trust, actually, for supporting us in whatever form that we decided. And, we as a team actually worked on the project. There was always a helping hand which came from the Central Trust, and they did support us in all form, actually. That's one of the reasons why we were able to bring out the kind of thought that each one of us had, actually. And the journey to Divya Smriti from Prasanthi Nilayam to Vrindavan campus, I think we can never forget, actually, in our lifetime, actually. That's what I'm saying. Every bit of project, whatever we do, like what Sai was talking about, Prasanthi Chronic, and then again about Divya Smriti, to make up the studio itself, revamping on the studio was something that we never expected, 2018, 2019, and then again, when the COVID started, everybody thought that, it's going to be all over, but Swami made us in such a way that, the COVID did not even come anywhere close to our campus. And each and every boy was preserved by Swami, actually, to do his job. And, we were all the more strong when COVID was attacking the whole world. And here is one, place in Prasanthi Nilayam where the COVID never even saw or even had the dare to enter into that campus actually.
Right.
And it allowed all the boys to work day in, day out. And we were able to send out message every day, morning, afternoon, evening. And then I would say, very proudly say that, Swami was with us, and Swami did travel along with us during the COVID period. And that made us to build this wonderful studio that what Swami gifted to the media center actually. I mean, to talk about it, I think Sai Prakash is the right person actually who can give you more and more information.
So talking about the renovation of the entire facility, I mean, that was a mammoth task, and we should really thank Sir, because he took the responsibility of getting it done. I think it is a very, very challenging and a daring step, because to talk about this half of the studio, that is where the video studio is set up, it's a very big challenge because of the way the building is constructed. We have a sloping roof in the video studio, and generally we need a high ceiling for putting the lights and the light grid. So we did a massive renovation by removing the entire false ceiling that was limiting the height, and then we have put a grid along the roof, and we have a wonderful chroma screen here. To put it in a simple way, it is an absolute state-of-art video studio and a video facility that we have got. And step by step, I think we have now improved our cameras and our equipment. That is as far as video is concerned. And even the workspace was redone to accommodate more number of people, volunteers and vernacular teams, etc. So this is as far as the video studio and the workspace is done. But a very beautiful addition to the entire facility setup is the audio studio. Correct. The audio studio is really a state-of-the-art facility where we have console room which is in line with international standards. So what happens is any kind of mix you can get a right reference, and we have got excellent equipment as well. So I think as far as the audio studio is concerned, the equipment plus the infrastructure is really world class. If anybody comes to Prasanthi and sees the kind of effort that has been put into getting the soundproofing, it has been done very systematically and scientifically. So that is on the infrastructure side of things. But at the same time, I think what we are trying to do is trying to enhance our services, trying to come up to date with the constantly changing technology. We have fantastic team members who can fly the drone. So for the sports meet, they were referred to as dronacharyas because they could actually fly the drone. But so we have that, and then we have got excellent 4K cameras now. So we are trying to upscale all our activity, and I think a very important part of our activity is the mandir streaming. So
correct.
On one side, while we are doing productions and talks and discussions here, the mandir is something which pulls all the devotees, because they would like to be a part of the mandir session every day. And we are slowly trying to improve the quality of the cameras, the sound system, and the output that we are serving to the devotees.
In fact, now we are, as you all know, that we are live on every Thursdays and Sundays. We are also looking at constantly to ensure that, how close we could take Swami's Sannidhi to each and every house.
Right.
And in fact, there have been so many people worldwide talking to us saying that, I'm not able to come, but then I sit in my lobby on my living room and then enjoy Swami very close, which I can never even have that closeness when I come to Prasanthi Nilayam.
Right. So many people in Patti also do that.
In fact, sir, you are talking about COVID. And I remember during COVID, everyone looked up to the media center, because one activity that never stopped during COVID was the Mandir Vedam and the Mandir Bhajan sessions.
Yeah.
It was really Swami's grace that, even if everything else stopped, those sessions never stopped. Even during the time when COVID was at its peak in India, that never stopped. And people were drawing solace, strength from the Mandir live sessions. And that, Bhagawan gave the opportunity for Media Center to be the channel for the Mandir live streaming. and that has continued. And the other very beautiful activity that never stopped during COVID was the Bhajan a Day channel, where every day a bhajan was going. And because at that time we were probably not able to do as many programs what we were able to do later, but we ensured that the bhajans were going, and that again was something that every devotee was holding on to. And
in fact, I would say that Bishu, I don't know, this is Swami's master plan. That before anything could come, before Swami knew that COVID is going to come, so he prepared the studio in such a way and made sure that we are fully equipped. We were with the channels, and we were with the the live streamings on in the Prasanthi Nilayam. And he knew that once when the lockdown came, for the whole world it was lockdown. For us, it was not a lockdown.
Right.
It was we were in full strength actually to move forward and work. That's the beauty of what he called, Swami showering love on the media center. Actually, I will go back again and repeat and say that, Swami always lives with us actually. And he is one of the integral part of our life actually. And we have been enjoying this. I mean, there cannot be a better person or anybody to say that, Swami lives with us actually, because day in, day out we have seen this. COVID was one instant, then again the Divya Smriti, the kind of work that what we had to do, and so much of production that happens, and the kind of improvement that we did actually in building up a new studio. And today we are one of the state-of-art technology.
In fact,
some of the topmost singers who came from Bollywood and all that have really appreciated the kind of work.
They're eager to come and record.
Yeah, they were surprised actually, saying that, hey, you have a studio like this? I mean, they thought that, we will only have a harmonium box and then, play. But then, when they saw the kind of equipment and the kind of the team is fully geared. Swami said in the initial days, that one day you will all grow, and that is slowly happening actually. And Swami's words are always Vedam and always to be treasured and to be always remembered actually. And every day there's one step ahead actually. We have never gone back, and that's the beauty of the media center actually today. Worldwide people know about media center today. There are so many people. We are connected in all the platforms. You name a platform, we are there. You call, either you're on if you're on a podcast, we are there. If you want to hear some bhajans, actually, we are there. Not only bhajans, we have also produced some excellent albums. Some of them were even outdoors. Our boys went and had outdoor shoots actually. So if you look at the kind of progress, whatever Swami said, my boys will do, and the same boys are doing now also. So that's the beauty of the media center.
When Bhagawan was there, we started the Telugu channel.
Yeah.
The Telugu, I think that is again something that we need to mention, when you talk about the growth. Today we have our programs in so many vernacular languages.
Yeah. In fact, we are there in all the southern language. You name Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Tamil, Hindi. And
Hindi takes care of the entire
so if you ask, now the next move is, can we go to the world now? Is the question. And the answer is yes. We only need volunteers. We need people like you to come and support us. We have all the ingredients ready actually. And all you need to do is come, sit with us, work along with us, and I'm sure we will have one more language YouTube coming up actually. So I'm very, very confident in the coming years and coming months actually. There'll be a lot of volunteers joining us, and that's the strength of this organization. We are a very small team, with not a very big team actually, a very small team.
And some of these activities, it's very interesting to see how it influences literally the Sai movement all through the world. It's not that we really ventured to do that. If you recall, in the 1940s, when the first devotees started coming from cities like Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai, they would spend really blissful days here. When they went back to their cities, they were wondering how to capture this precious time that we spent. And that's how the Samiti Bhajans actually started. I mean, today we have center bhajans and samiti bhajans happening all through the world. I recall meeting some devotees in very, very distant places in Nepal who said that, we used to sing these bhajans very differently because we would go to Parthi once in 4 years or 5 years. We would hear the bhajan one day sitting there in the Kulwant hall. We would come back and sing it in the tune we would remember. Right? So today they're saying that, we can listen to it in the Prasanthi Mandir live and we know how to actually sing it. So there is, someone from some distant place in Bihar or Uttar Pradesh. They could probably go to some city in New Zealand or Singapore and hear the same version of the bhajan. Almost a kind of a feeling of homeliness has been created throughout the world. Uniformity. Not that we really ventured out to do that, but something Swami has ensured it has happened. And I recall when we were creating that app, Prasanthi Connect, we were coming up with different names. And I remember having an interesting discussion within ourselves when we were coming up with names. One of the names which came was Sri Sathya Sai Connect. So one thing that we told each other is, nobody can claim to connect a devotee to Swami. We can connect them to Prasanthi, right? Because Swami has said that when you create a Prasanthi Nilayam, wherever you are, I will manifest there. To talk to you, to speak to you. I think that has been our endeavor through all of these activities, especially bringing what happens in the Sai Kulwant Hall, in the most sacred space in this whole Prasanthi Nilayam, to the living spaces and homes and across the world. I think it is this fond hope that Swami is certainly there wherever you are. But the moment you start creating these vibrations where you are, I think we are connecting to Swami instantly. And I think Swami has given us an opportunity to play a small role in that. We're really, really grateful for that.
Talking about connecting people to Prasanthi, even as we are recording this, the Onam celebrations are going on in Prasanthi Nilayam and it is going live in Prasanthi Mandir live channel. Again, the Prasanthi Mandir live channel, became an exclusive channel during, after COVID. That's when it really picked up. And today you have a lot of people, you will, especially on every festival day, you will find like really huge peaks. And that only shows the eagerness that everyone has to connect to Prasanthi Nilayam. And that is how Prasanthi Nilayam gets created in every heart and every home.
So taking these programs to the world and making them available on all platforms is a part of our activity. And I think we are there on all major social media platforms, and we are trying to enhance the presentation by getting the verified tick and being the official channel for
official artist channel,
official artist channel for OAC for all our YouTube channels. And apart from that, one of our very favorite activities is to document the selfless seva that's being done across the world. And I think a recent documentary that was released on the water project done in Nepal speaks volumes about the kind of effort that the Media Centre team took to actually travel to that space. I think nobody else actually traveled to that remote village in Arga Kanchi in Nepal. And Sir was there, and Brother Bishu and Hemanta, 3 of our team members, they went all the way there to capture those footages and to edit it in the beautiful documentary. And I think such documentaries we should be doing more and more. And we would really request people to document them and send it to us. Probably that is also a good way of...
There's a way that, if you can tell us what exactly the project is all about, and then, how you want to go about, we will be able to guide you and tell you what exactly that, what are the footage that is required can be taken. Or if there's any support that is required, we from the Media Centre can, arrange things to get the entire document done. It's time for us to tell the whole world that, silently, there's so much of work that's happening across the world needs to be exposed, and they need to be shown to the whole world as such, and tell that, hey, look, not only we do bhajans, we also do quite a lot of seva actually.
Right.
And it's not that, we wanted to promote. Swami need not have to be promoted, because Swami doesn't need any kind of promotion. And Swami had initially said very clearly that I don't need anything like this. But then for our satisfaction and to our understanding, and to tell the world that what this organization means, Media Centre is playing a very important role. and the Argakanchi project of the Nepal. I mean, we have a lot to talk. Maybe this is not the forum that we can talk.
We can have a separate satsang on that.
I can tell you that, three of us, myself, Bishu and Hemanta, we need at least 20 hours to talk about it, because so much of what you call data that's inbuilt in each one of us actually to talk on the project is one of the world's best project that, what we have seen. And the kind of what you call Swami had blessed the project is awesome actually. So we look forward to many such what you call data you can share. If you have anything, you're most welcome to send an email to the director at Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre or to any of our what you call email address, and then we would like to discuss in detail and take things forward and ensure that it is documented properly the way it has to be done actually. So we look forward to your communication on this.
I mean, Sir keeps telling us that you can feel Swami's presence in every project, and I think it was most palpably felt in the Nepal documentary, because the very fact that we could reach there, as Sir was saying, there was, if you have seen the documentary, it's called Quenched, the Sai Ganga in central Nepal, the documentary in Sri Sathya Sai official channel. The very fact that we were able to reach the summit of that mountain in the dead of night when there were landslides, we had no idea if we'll actually be able to go up there, stay in those very difficult conditions, and in hardly 24 hours try to capture whatever is possible and be able to do something. So again and again, that he's driving it and he's making it happen. And Nepal, we are so happy that we could also do this. For Nepal is one of the countries which joined the Global Council most enthusiastically the moment it was formed, and Nepal has number of Sai centers. I think perhaps the only country which has the maximum number of Sai centers outside India is Nepal, and with huge waves and waves of volunteers and love for Bhagawan, and that's how you will also see that we're engaged in trying to support a lot of the activities of the Global Council, and I think that is again one opportunity that Swami has given the Media Centre.
Yeah, yes, Bishu. In fact, our support to the Global Council has been pretty good. The recent CLC program also, where we had the central level leadership program, which was conducted in the Prasanthi Nilayam. Whatever possible support that we need to extend to the program was done actually. And we look forward to support all the zones anywhere in this world. Whatever support that they want from the Media Centre, they are free to write to us actually through the zone chair, and we should be able to support them and take things forward. So that's a word of assurance that we can give from the Media Centre to all of them actually.
And I think these were the many activities, as we were saying, especially when we were talking about the Seva activities, as important as the past that we are trying to preserve. I think to allow people to be aware of what is happening in the present, how Swami continues to inspire people. I think it for us to even go and witness a project such as this is so self-transforming, right? Even though Swami so much, what Swami is capable of doing, still it fills you with a moment of stopping there and saying, wow, Swami is touching lives in this way. So I think that is the idea of we trying to share such information with all of you. As Sir rightly put it, Swami doesn't need propaganda. Swami's activities are always silent. In fact, for every Nepal documentary that you see, I'm sure there are 100 other projects.
There are so many Oh My Sai documentaries.
Right, which are happening silently.
Lots of Oh My Sai projects all over the world.
Absolutely. But it is transformative for the people involved, those who are doing the Seva, like us, who are getting the opportunity to document it. And I'm sure whoever is watching it is also deriving a lot of inspiration from it. So that is the efforts with regards to presenting what is happening around us in Prasanthi Nilayam, in Sai centers and organization activities around the world. We spoke about the past, we spoke about the present. the most important thing is looking ahead. Because we have made ourselves part of a legacy which is eternal, right? Swami is here for not just our generation, not just the generation that is following us, but for centuries and centuries. Swami's name and Swami's work is going to continue. And Swami would say this every time he would set up an institution. This is going to last for ages, and it is going to serve and inspire people for ages. So as a media center, whatever we are doing, it becomes very important for us to ensure that what we do and what we take up is also future ready, right? Or there is a process by which there is a constant revamp so that we keep in line with the future developments. So I think there are some activities which we would like to mention in that regard too.
Sir should talk about the future, definitely.
Sir can talk about it, but then you are the people who are doing it actually. So you should.
Definitely. The website revamp. Yes. The SSSMediaCenter.org website revamp is one activity that we reached somewhere after Sir joined us. The site was revamped, but we definitely found that there are a lot of improvements are needed, and really something very beautiful is going
today
unfold.
The media center, it's not only the media that what we have an IT department itself, and this IT department is growing, and we have all the whatever that we do is all in-house product that what we do actually, and we have everything done here. As rightly pointed out by Vishu, that the website is another which is very important. We understand that there has been a lot of what you call question about the search engine part of it. We have enhanced that actually, and we will be enhancing it also in future as we move forward. The new outlook of the website will be ready for all of you to watch on the 3rd of September when we all present ourselves in the Sai Kulwant Hall
2023.
2023. So, and that's one which is going to be there, but then that's going to be only the phase one of the project. Okay, let me be very clear that we will be going in a phased manner. So we have decided to enhance the website and bring a lot of new features into the website. The website is also going to be a voice enabled one, so that people can search using their voice rather than typing, because we tend to make a lot of mistakes when we type. So in order to ensure that such things are avoided, the website is also going to be voice enabled, like how we have Alexa and Google Assistant, all that. So now this website is also going to be voice oriented actually. You can go to the search and then request for whatever you want actually, and then it will display. So this is one major change that's going to happen. This apart, we will be working on the improvement on the app, on the UI part of it and the UX part of it actually, and that will also be done.
Also Premataru, sir. Premataru.
Yes. The very important another website that we have is the Sri Sathya Sai Premataru, where geotagging is done. Every tree is marked very clearly, and you can go and have a look at it actually. As of today, we have somewhere around about 78,000 trees which is already implanted and geotagged worldwide actually. But then the target that what we have for the centenary celebrations, 10 million trees that we need to plant, and we are very much there actually. In fact, we are growing day by day very fast actually, and the website is capturing all the data, and these are what you call real-time data that what you see, and you can go into the geotagging and see where the plant has been planted actually, and the growth of the plant is also to some extent we monitor it. We cannot do for all the plant, but some of the places, yes, we do monitor actually, and the necessary statistical data in terms of the project. The facts are available in the website actually. You can have a look at it, and then we request each one of you to plant one tree and then upload on the Premataru website. This will be a greatest offering from your side to the Mother Earth as well as to our beloved Bhagawan. So it's a humble request and humble prayers to all the devotees who are watching this. Step out immediately. Take a plant, take a sampling, go plant, do the geo tagging into the the Premataru website, and upload the sapling planted by you, and we'll be very happy to see your data coming into the website. So this is one project that we are working. We are also partnering. We have enhanced our YouTube presence very high. In fact, all the channels are strictly following the guidelines of the YouTube, and we have also got the OAC status for a couple of channels, and we are also working for other channels. With the blessings of Swami, I'm sure by end of this year, almost all the channels will have the OAC, but then there's a set procedure for that actually, and we are strictly following the auditing procedure, and we will be able to achieve the desired goal. As we move forward on this live streaming and activities, we also have good amount of what you call responsibility in terms of what you call building the social and ecosystems actually. So we seek a lot of input from each one of you. Tell us what exactly that we need to do, and what is expected from us, and where are we going wrong, and if we are going wrong somewhere, tell us. We will be very glad to take your input actually and feedback and work on it. So that gives us what you call one more step that we can achieve in terms of building 100% foolproof and authentical statements coming out from the Prasanthi Nilayam and from the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre actually. Constant upgrades are happening in the field of the audio, in the field of the video, in terms of the photography, in terms of what you call the equipments, in terms of the infrastructure. The IT infrastructure of the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre is almost there. So which means that we are today one of the best what you call IT infra structure that we have for the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre, and we are ready as on 2023 to head towards the 2025 and take the load on us actually and start working. So I am really thankful to Swami for giving this wonderful opportunity to each one of us actually, and we look forward for people who can come and work along with us as volunteers, and each one of you can apply through our website. There is a website where we have a section called career actually. Should you wish to be a volunteer, you can apply for a volunteer. Should you wish to be what you call want to join us actually and settle down in Puttaparthi, you're most welcome. Please do write to us, and then we'll see how best we could take things forward.
So I think we have come a long way from the way we started Radio Sai. I remember we had to write the CDs 1 week before. What had to be aired 1 week before, the CD had to be ready with the announcements, with the programs, and it had to be sent to Melbourne. So all the way the post, if the post does not reach, we had an issue. From there to doing live from Prasanthi Nilayam, I think we have come a very long way from there. And as Swami said, it will all happen in course of time.
As you're talking that, I'm reminded of how Bhagawan himself used to listen to Radio Sai in his room. There was, in those days, the Radio Sai set, the World Space Radio, which was set up in Bhagawan's room, and Swami was, on so many occasions, he would comment about what he heard the next morning to the elders who used to, dine with Bhagawan, who had the opportunity. And the other very beautiful thing that happened also when Bhagawan came here, because Swami asked one brother, where are you working? And he said, Swami, working the Central Trust. And Swami said, everything is Central Trust only. Today when I think about it, we are getting this opportunity to be part of Prematuru, which is a Central Trust project, be it the Central Trust annual reports, be it any activity of the Central Trust, we have the opportunity to cover that activity. In fact, we would want to do more also. I think there are a lot of activities of Central Trust which the world does not know, and it will definitely be our endeavor to share all that. But the most important thing is, on that day when this brother said, Swami, I'm from Central Trust, Swami said, yeah. Swami said, everything is Central Trust. And Swami said, what is Central Trust? Central Trust means trust in the center. And Swami pointed to his heart, and Swami said, this is the center. So I think that sums it all. Whatever we are formally part of the Central Trust, but emotionally, spiritually, in every way, we are what we are because of that trust, that love, that faith, and that beautiful presence that he has blessed us with. The media center also is in the center of Prasanthi Nilayam, and Swami is telling us that I am there as the center of your life, of your thoughts, of everything. And I think you cannot ask for anything more.
Yeah, emotions run every day when we speak about Swami, or when we sit and talk about, the way the center has come all these years. I mean, we thank Swami, not only Swami actually, but then we also thank the entire Central Trust Board of Trustees, who have got so much of trust and faith on each one of us actually. Whatever product or whatever projects that we work actually, there's a lot of faith and trust, and they support us directly and indirectly to ensure that we have no issues in terms of producing the material that what we are supposed to actually. So with this, I sincerely thank, on behalf of the Sri Sathya Sai Media Centre, the Central Trust, and all the trustees who have been shouldering part of us actually, day in, day out actually, and helping us, guiding us, and supporting us.
Yes.
Swami, you are the doer, and we are only here as your instrument, and we have no other role, but then you direct and we act on it actually. That's it, Swami.
I think one final gratitude is due. Maybe we should add that also. As somebody made that statement when Swami came here, Swami said, there is nothing for me to receive from this. Swami has nothing to receive. If Swami were to hold on to that position, we will not be in a position to serve him.
Correct.
Right. Just like how the doctors in the hospital, for them, the patients give them the opportunity to serve Swami. The teachers in the university, the students give them the opportunity to serve Swami. I think for us, our listeners, our viewers, you are giving us the opportunity to serve Swami. Right. So it is through you that we are sanctifying our lives. So I think on behalf of the entire team here, we are immensely grateful. Our gratitude to the Swami in each one of you. Because of your devotion, you come and see our programs, you listen to the bhajans, you come and tune into our live programs. And I think that is inspiring us. That is giving us this life-transforming opportunity to serve Swami. So our humble gratitude to each one of you for that. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.